Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another thrill-packed episode of the Jim Cornette Experience, where today we talk about pizza, pandemics, and piss-poor pro wrestling, the part 2 of hopefully only a 3-part experiment to see if we can figure out what the fuck is going on Monday Night Raw. And to join me, just barely, in doing this, I'm hunchback from carrying this kid the past few days, folks. He's been sick, though. He's Hawaiian Brian, the podcasting lion, the king of the Arcadian Vanguard Podcast Network, Mr. Co-host to you, the proprietor of the French Toast Chateau, and the future owner of Brian's Dough Sauce and Cheese Topless Pizza Joint, your friend and mine, the great Brian Last.
Aloha, Jim, and boy, what a pleasure it is to be here once again. I would like a topless pizza place. That does sound rather intriguing.
But the problem is that tomato sauce gets hot, and if it was to drip on the nipples, you could have a lot of troubles. You might even have some workman's compensation claims. I think I've figured out what your problem is. You've been sick for several days now. You've had no energy, very lethargic. You've had a high fever at one point. You were prescribed water at the urgent care, told to, not even given water, just free water, just told to drink plenty of water.
By the way, if you don't know all this, listen to the Drive Thru to get caught up to what we're talking about here.
Yeah, by the way, just to go off on a tangent, not like this is something that I do regularly, and it will provide some buffer before we have to talk about Raw. We've been cross-programming back and forth on we tried to make them 2 separate programs, the Drive Thru and the Experience, but so many things have come up recently that are topical, so many things that were important, so many things that start these controversies. We've been playing clips and playing songs and referring to things and going back and forth. Let's just face it, folks. You can wait no longer. If you don't listen to the Drive Thru now, then your experience is being hampered because you're not up to date on everything, because there was some witty banter and snappy repartee over the pizza controversy that's been ongoing, and as well on this past week's Drive Thru, as well as the beginning of what could be a very crucial hot dog debate, and so much more. And we've started reviewing things on both programs because we're putting out so much content for the folks, and the numbers keep going up. We want to make sure everybody's smartened up to everything. So the Drive Thru, then the Experience should be your weekly. Drive Thru's usually on Monday, but we'll get to that. Experience usually on Friday, and then you've bookended your week with not only entertainment, valuable wrestling knowledge, but also you're up to date on the latest food controversies, and as well as your health and my health last month. And I was about to say that I've discovered the problem. This must be the coronavirus. I thought I had the coronavirus. I only had a sinus infection. And I think you've got the coronavirus, and I think that you're being made worse by the fact that the stock market has dropped as we speak in the last 36 hours, 1,500 fucking points. And I know you, and that's more painful than any fucking germ or virus or injury.
That's true. It
could possibly be. And by the way, remember our fucking pig-faced president, a piece of shit in the White House, one time tweeted, well, if the stock market dropped 1,000 points in one day, the president should be impeached. Well, I agree with you, Donald, and you already were. Just you got too many of your fucking people in the right places. But we have a madman, a lunatic, a psychopath, a goof, not even a smart maniac, but a goofy maniac in the White House, and the stock market is plunging because they got the flu in China. 20-something thousand cases or 30-something thousand. How many China, how many people in China do they have to begin with? What is it, 400 million? And they got 25,000 cases of the flu, and 800 people or whatever have been deceased over this thing. But still, you're talking about the proverbial drop in the bucket. And the stock market is crashing. Money's tight and times are hard. Here's your fucking Christmas card for the Chinese New Year, I guess. It's like, fuck you. We'll throw the whole global fucking economic system into turmoil because we all got the flu. Stay home and drink some fucking water.
Doctor prescribed. Stay home and drink water.
Stay home and drink water. 4 out of 5 doctors agree that you motherfuckers in China should stay home and drink some water.
Preferably New York water.
Oh, God, no, I don't want to wish that on anybody. Holy shit. You can see.
Have you seen the feedback about that? Even people who agree with you and your bizarre takes on pizza and meat have said, well, Jim, the one thing you are wrong about is New York has fantastic water, and that is, in fact, a key ingredient in the reason why New York pizza is so good, but also we just have great drinking water up here.
Oh, for heaven. I refuse to. Where are you bringing it in from? The fucking Swiss Alps? The goddamn, Vancouver mountains? Where are you bringing this water? Because every drop of water that I see around the New York area is either sitting in what looks like a fucking cesspool. There's shit floating in the river. There's fucking a one-celled amoeba as big as a fucking small house cat floating in that fucking river from whatever's been thrown in there, and the fucking waste and the nuclear matter and the goddamn body parts of various mobsters. Or the plumbing. The infrastructure of New York has to be the oldest, filthiest plumbing and infrastructure in the history of old filthy plumbing. So how is that water so clean? Nothing else in New York is clean. There's soot and filth everywhere and garbage on the streets and homeless people with who knows what kind of fucking diseases coming out of their fucking noses and ears, and who knows why. The genitals are mostly covered up. But they could have shit coming out everywhere. And I've seen rats, not even two-legged rats, but four-legged rats scurrying around the streets of New York City on my trips there. I've seen garbage.
Seen that? Hold on. You've really seen rats in the streets?
If I'm lying, I'm flying and my feet ain't left the ground. One of them accosted me and Stacy one night walking back to our hotel from having dinner, and it had bloody fangs and it snarled at us. But it surprised us. We wouldn't have got that close, but it came out from under. Do you or do you not admit, Brian Last? Can you not admit that if you walk down the streets of New York City at almost any point in time in the year, invariably you will see piles of garbage out on the sidewalk in front of businesses 3 or 4 feet wide, up to 5, 6 feet high, and just rows of it just to 10, 20, 30 feet down the fucking sidewalk?
There are times you do see that, yes.
Numerous times.
Which is why I've always lived in the suburbs.
We ain't talking about the suburbs now. We're talking about New York water. And New York water doesn't come from fucking Scottsdale. It comes from the goddamn whatever the fuck they pump it from in the middle of New York City through all those disgusting pipes that feed all those pizza places that use that water to make the dough that sits under the sauce, that holds up the cheese, that you stuff in your face and you want me to consume as well. And I'm saying that it would probably be better to drink pure cow piss from Montana than drink any water that has been through the New York City industrial system.
Have you ever drank tap water from Florida, from South Florida?
I don't drink tap water.
Okay, well, I've tried it. The water that comes out of the Everglades. It's disgusting.
I can agree with you there as well. I can imagine that.
I don't know what they're doing in New York, but it is, and again, famously, fantastic water. The rest of the country is jealous of the drinking water we have here in the.
So you're saying the Colorado Rockies are just lusting to get after some of that pure, clean-tasting New York water?
I know lots of people who live in Colorado. Here's what I've never heard. Oh my God, the water is so good. You must try it.
Well, you can suck it right out of the ground. How about down in Tennessee? They got some places in the Smoky Mountains, those pure babbling brooks and streams. Oh, the water tastes so good because there ain't no big city around it with dirty people with filthy habits doing a bunch of business and throwing their waste in effluvia willy-nilly around town. And I'll tell you something, I don't drink tap water really anywhere. I don't drink a lot of bottled water. Sprite, as we know, Sprite Zero is my little bit of the boobly. But I don't drink tap water because I don't trust anybody's fucking water pipes. What's been in that water fucking pipe all the way from wherever that water is coming to where I'm fucking drinking it? And as a matter of fact, I have a filter in my refrigerator on my ice so that the ice is filtered water before it's frozen. And when I go out in a restaurant and I have to fucking drink somebody else's ice, I keep an eye on the fucking, I keep an eye on the ratings. When I walk in a door, if you're below 92, chances are I'm turning a fucking round. your food inspection on there, and I look a little sideways at 92. I want to see the notes. Anything 94 and up of okay, clean ice. We're all right.
I don't drink the tap water here. We have a water cooler and a filtration system. However, I could if I wanted to. It's that good. And I'll even, you know what? We even had a guy, when I bought this house, we had a guy come here, and he was a representative.
Yeah, it's your story. Tell it.
He was a representative from some water filtration company. We said, hey, let's do this so we can.
No, you're not going to tell me that he said, no, Brian Lass, you don't need my filters. Your water is perfect.
I can honestly tell you it was a bizarre experience.
No.
He came into our kitchen, he tested our water, and he said, if I tried to sell you something, I would be ripping you off because of where you guys live and your tax bracket. The water is really good. They take care of you. And then he tried to sell us his services as a bodyguard who used to be a member of Mossad in Israel. And he started talking about all of my neighbors in this town that he used to work for and how he can kill people at will. It was one of the most bizarre experiences.
How he can kill people does he have a license for this? Is he a double knot spy?
Apparently he has a team of other assassins that work with him or have in the past. And they all
wait, first of all, what kind of vibe do you give off that you can have a fucking door-to-door salesman in the New York, New Jersey metropolitan area come to you and actually not try to sell you the product, but at the same time confide in you that he's a fucking hired killer and an assassin for fucking some whatever terrorist group you just mentioned, and offer his services to you? What kind of vibe do you give off?
I have no idea, and I didn't want to break his heart and tell him I already have some ex-Mossad guys working for me. So.
Oh, for heaven's sake. Who is it now?
Mossad.
Who's Mossad?
You don't know Mossad?
I missed these people. I don't know Mossad.
All right.
I know massage, but not Mossad. Well, what do you mean, all right? Tell me who the fuck Mossad is.
You don't know Mossad.
God damn it. How many English words do I fucking come up with to explain to you? I have no idea what you're babbling about from your fucking pie.
Mossad is the Israeli intelligence. Well, I guess they are the security force for Israeli intelligence.
Ah, so they're in charge of keeping track of the people in Israel who are intelligent.
Intelligence and maybe some violence, yeah.
Oh, for heaven's sake! The point. You know, you're in New Jersey. I would have believed if you'd have said, look, John Gotti III fucking came by and offered to, whack my neighbor that mows her lawn too much for $50.
That's Hollywood. That's all Hollywood.
But, all right. What do you and your lovely better half there? Does she look like Cameron Diaz is a fucking sequel to Kill Bill? Or is like, hey, if you need anybody fucking off in the neighborhood here, I can't filter your water, but I can fucking whack some people.
Cameron Diaz wasn't in Kill Bill. Who was Uma Thurman.
Uma Thurman. Uma? Oprah.
What?
That killed David Letterman's career. Remember we did that horrible joke he hosted the Oscars like one time and he's Uma, meet Oprah. Oprah, Uma, Oprah. And he just kept doing that because nobody really, killed that for poor old David Letterman. He made out all right after that. Anyway, God damn it, we started talking about water. First of all, how's your health? And second of all, we have established, we mentioned this on the Drive Thru, but we've established that the pizza controversy, we can't call it Pizzagate, that was taken, so we've called it Doughgate, Topping Gate, maybe. People are firmly in my corner on this. They think you're full of shit. They've tried to cancel you. Some people, I believe there's a picket line forming that as soon as they get off of work and their brother can drive them over to your place, they're going to be picketing out on the street saying you don't know what you're talking about.
And they're going to run right into the ex-Mossad
right
members.
Into the ex-Mossad. Mow them down with the
Legion of Last. That's right.
You had a few people defending you, but we stirred up a hot dog issue. I'm not going to go into it too much. That was on the Drive Thru this past week. We have. That just started airing as we're recording this earlier in the week than we normally do. So we don't know how many people are on my side about the hot dog situation. I'm assuming most everybody will be.
The pizza situation has been fairly split. A lot of people see the merits in both sides of the conversation.
90-10 is a split.
I'm seeing different things on my Twitter feed. I can't really speak to
you
what
are.
you're seeing.
Yeah.
However, you made a fool of yourself with this hot dog and mustard issue. It's more than just a hot dog. It was hot dog and mustard. And I don't think you're going to recover from this one.
Oh, for heaven's sake. Me? You think a little mustard's going to take me down, baby? No. It just anyway, we'll see what the Twitter comments are like over the next few days, because that hot dog debate is just getting started. And you're feeling a little bit better, so we're going to do some programming here.
A little bit.
Right? And let's give the people the programming schedule, because we've still done all the shows. They've just come out a wee bit late recently. The Jim Cornette Experience, instead of being came out Friday, came out Saturday. The Drive Thru, instead of coming out Monday, came out Tuesday. This program is coming out on a Friday, February 28th, but it is being taped on Tuesday. That's why we're not doing our usual Wednesday night review, because Wednesday ain't happened yet. We're recording this on Tuesday, as we mentioned, because I have to be in Oklahoma dealing with property down there and et cetera. So what we're going to do is the Drive Thru, the program that it's been so hot lately, we've been mentioning, this coming week. Okay, this experience, I'm gonna make sure I'm in the right place here. This experience is Friday, February 28th. The experience is up right now, this experience, and the Drive Thru, I'm dangling in the wind here.
The Drive Thru, which normally comes out on Monday, although it didn't this week because of my imminent death that I've recovered from, will be coming out a day late also next week because of your travel schedule, as well as we want an opportunity while it's fresh to review the AEW pay-per-view.
That's exactly what I just clearly and concisely stated, that this coming Drive Thru, which normally would air on Monday, March 2nd, is going to air on Tuesday, March 3rd. After I get back from travel, we're going to review the All Petite Wrestling pay-per-view event. We're going to talk about Raw again, and for the last time, hopefully, and some more stuff. And then next week, the experience will be on the normal day, et cetera, et cetera. No, we're not going to talk about Raw on the Drive Thru. We're going to talk about Raw next week's experience. Just listen to every fucking thing. I'm sick of it. All right? And by the way, if any of you have sent me money lately, well, fuck you. No. Well, I just thought it would be a nice transition. No, actually, if any of you fine folks have sent your hard-earned dollars to jimcornette.com to buy some of the fine Cornette's collectibles, as we mentioned on the Drive Thru, whenever it fucking happened, that all of the orders through Sunday, February 23rd, about noontime here in Louisville, Kentucky, have already been shipped out. And if you've ordered since then, they will be shipping this coming Monday and Tuesday, March 2nd and 3rd, after I return from my trip. The orders are flying in for the action figures, the behind the curtain graphic novel. The only place you can get either one of those autographed right here at jimcornette.com, plus the burger towels, the t-shirts, the Cult of Cornette membership certificates, which are more important now than ever before. We've got to know who's on whose side here, folks, in the battle against cosplay wrestling and the Invisible Man. And the fans are lining up to take sides, too. You know what I'd like to see? Back in the old days, everybody liked the baby faces, but there was always the fucking one or two wise-ass contrarians. In this case, like Bolin. Bolin needed an escort out of the building on a couple of occasions for telling some of the girls that Lawler was going to kick Bill Dundee's ass. And they would basically all do all but physically attack him for that. But now, it's not like 97-3 fur and again, it's 50-50. There's people that like the Invisible Man, and there's people that think the Invisible Man is fucking stupid. And I think we all know which 50% of the fans can kick the shit out of the other 50%. I will put fans of wrestling against fans of the Invisible Man any day of the week.
In a fight?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think if you're a fan of the Invisible Man, you could whip cream with an outboard motor. I've said.
I remember when I was in junior high school, there was a little bit of a debate in art class between the kids who like Guns N' Roses and the kids who were into House of Pain, who had a hit song with Jump Around at that period of time. And no one was going to win.
Wait a minute, was that Jump Around and Jump Around?
Yes. I assume that what you just did was, in fact, that song.
And jump around.
Yes. Do it a couple more times. We'll have to pay
and jump around. And jump around.
But
somebody will make an edit of this. And jump around. And jump around. And jump around.
So this debate's happening. You can't really win. It's two different groups of kids. They dress different. They're arguing over what they like. And eventually it turned into, well, who would win in a fight? House of Pain or Guns N' Roses? And that's kind of what you've just introduced into this. Who's going to win a fight between the cosplay fans?
I'm putting my money on the people that don't like the Invisible Man. I can say the people that don't like the Invisible Man could kick the shit out of the Invisible Man's fans.
You know, some may say that if you're a fan of traditional pizza, just cheese, sauce, and crust, maybe some basil leaves, that's the equivalent.
Basil leaves?
That's the equivalent of being an old school wrestling fan.
What?
And that once you start putting these toppings on, that's like, you know,
heavens.
The high spots, the overly done kickouts, the Invisible Man, the pockets.
The goodness, the substance, the taste, the flavor, the meat of the matter, you mean?
If you want to defend cosplay wrestling, you're more than welcome to.
Oh, for heaven. Now, you are reaching with that analogy, my friend. You've reached all the way around and grabbed your balls from the back that.
I'm still delirious from my fever. I apologize.
Yeah, well, no, I know Delirious very well, and you look nothing like him. You're more like deluded. Anyway, speaking of traveling around the country and the world, and I've heard that Donato's Pizza up in Ohio near Circleville is something I need to check out. And I will be in Circleville, Ohio on March 14th for World Classic Professional Big Time Wrestling's big event at the new Heritage Center there at the fairgrounds in Circleville, along with the Midnight Express. It's the only Midnight Express reunion that we have scheduled for this year. And then, as I said, I'm not taking any more dates, so I would imagine it will be the only one. With Bobby Eaton and Dennis Condrey, the Horsemen are going to be there, and JJ and a bunch of superstars at the Fan Fest. There's also going to be matches that night, which will be the only time during this year that I'm actually around wrestling matches that are happening and taking place. So everybody, I know that John Fell's coming from Baltimore, Neil Shockett's coming down. I believe jacked up Jeremy Bagley is going to make the trip. We know that Stephen P. New is going to be there, because Stephen P. New is helping sponsor this event with working with Bobby Fulton to make sure that it's a big debut for the big building. It's going to be the biggest fan fest and wrestling event ever in the history of Circleville. Well, at least since Buddy Rogers was there. When Buddy Rogers wrestled Chief Bigheart, it was bigger, but that was 1952. So, you know, it's going to be the biggest of modern times. And as a matter of fact, I may even get Steven to sue some people for me while he's there.
Just on the spot?
Just on the spot. Somebody may piss me off, and I'm like, Steven, sue that motherfucker. And you know what? He would have my ass paid by the time I left that building, because as I've said many times, if Stephen P. New cannot get your ass paid, your ass does not accept cash. And he will be there in person. I don't know if he'll have any New Law Office T-shirts with him, but he'll be there in person. I may just file some suits on some people that night, because he has spread the world with paperwork here recently. There's a lot of people shaking and shivering. Have you noticed you don't hear so much from, I don't know, some of these outlaw mud show tattooed up freaks with metal hanging out of their fucking faces and dangling arms from nerve damage? You don't hear so much of them anymore out in public.
It's a bad idea to thumb your nose at Steven. I'll say that.
It is a bad idea to thumb your nose, or, he'll stick that thumb back in your ass. Will Stephen P. Have we mentioned Stephen's number, by the way, 888-692-8084 or newlawoffice.com if you need to avail yourself of the legal services of one of the most predatory sharks in the legal waters, the consigliere of the cult of Cornette. Anyway, he will be there in Circleville, Ohio. There's going to be a bunch of fun stuff. And as we mentioned last week, I think on the Drive Thru, possibly, maybe the Experience. But I've talked to Bobby Fulton. He was on the show, as we know, last month. But he's almost done. By this time, he'll have, that you hear this, he'll have 2 or 3 days of his chemotherapy and radiation finished. And he's glad that part's over with. And we will, when he feels better, we'll get him back on, talk about this thing again. But anyway, everybody's been asking about him, so he's doing better and getting ready for this big event. And the other place you can see me this month is in Lexington, Kentucky at LexCon from March 27th through the 29th. On the 26th, you can see me. I'll be wandering around buying stuff in the evening, but I'll be appearing the 3 days inside Rupp Arena, where they're putting the celebrities this year, as they have done the last 2 years in a row. It's a tremendous setup, and I'm literally, my table is like 100 feet or less from where the ring was set up when they had matches there 40 years ago. But LexCon, it's huge. It takes over the entire Lexington Center. There's going to be 40,000 people there. There is something for everybody at LexCon, and you don't even have to leave the roof because you can stay at the Hyatt if they're not sold out. And get in while you still can. March 27th through 29th, my only public appearance until Charlotte in August. Have we got everything covered now? We got to be able to talk about something besides Raw. Oh, what about the fucking Michael Jackson has made a comeback?
While I was recovering in bed, I went to see Twitter. I hadn't looked at Twitter in a couple of days, and I was alarmed by the amount of people that had sent me a clip of a Brazilian Michael Jackson impersonator wrestler doing dance moves and DDTs. I didn't know what I was seeing.
Well, it's the reason why that more people see these clips than actually see real wrestling events is because it's fucking stupid. And somebody can devote 1 minute of their life while they're fiddling with their phone or whatever, instead of engaging in, something else constructive. They can just look at stupid shit that other people are doing, and it makes them feel better about themselves. And that's where, the Michael Jackson impersonator doing the moonwalk, or the guy jumping off the balcony at the mall, or whatever gets 15 million fucking views, which is why these knuckleheads do this shit. I don't remember a time in my life, and fair enough that it was not possible to videotape when I was a teenager, to video yourself and put it anywhere, right? That wasn't a thing that could happen. But if somebody had come up and said to me, Jim, I've got it, because I knew the TV camera, obviously, I've got a TV camera here, and I will film you doing something really stupid or risking seriously injuring yourself if you will do it, and then I will put it on TV all across the country and around the world where everybody can see it. Do you know what I would have said to that person? Why are you out of your fucking mind? Why would I fucking do that? And there's no money involved. Now, I will say, if somebody said, I'll give you $1 million to do something stupid or seriously, well, yeah, okay, then, but no, just for the idea that a lot of people are going to see it. No, because then you have been seen by a lot of people and judged to be a goddamn complete idiot. When you do stupid shit that either is just silly or stupid, or could seriously injure you, and anybody can see it coming, like the fucking tree chainsaw accidents, or the fucking, truck pulling the thing out of the creek fucking business that you see on funny videos. When you're doing something that could seriously injure yourself, fuck yourself up, make yourself look like a blithering fucking idiot, why do you want a lot of people to see that? Doesn't that go doesn't that contraindicate everything that you have been told since you were a child by your parents about not embarrassing yourself and doing stupid shit in front of people? I don't understand.
Did you have any thoughts on the work of the Michael Jackson impersonator?
I mean, it was a pretty good moonwalk. It was better than Michael Hayes.
Well, Michael Hayes didn't do a great moonwalk.
Well, that's, of course, Michael is as big as 3 Michael Jacksons. But
who was your favorite Michael Jackson inspired wrestler from that period, from the Thriller era? Because you had
how many were there?
You had the PYTs.
Okay.
That's a direct. They're wearing the red jackets and the one glove.
I thought you meant that we're moon dancing or Van Morrison inspired wrestling.
Who's your favorite Van Morrison inspired?
Van Morrison inspired wrestling. It's a marvelous night for a moon dance. the moonwalk was Michael Hayes because he was he wanted so bad to be cool when Southern Rock went out and it was like, oh shit, what do I do now? But yeah, Michael is the only one who did the moonwalk. Coco Ware and Norvell Austin were the PYTs, and they had the red jackets and the gloves and the, sparkles in the hair and everything, but they didn't wrestle like Michael Jackson. And they didn't look physically like him because what you've got is a guy that looked like Michael Jackson, 125 fucking pounds, doing a moonwalk and then DDT-ing the fucking guy.
There was a job guy for the WWF in like 85. I don't think it was 84. It's probably 85. Michael Saxon. And it was an African-American guy with the one glove and a bedazzled jacket.
Oh, fucking hell.
Mark Reagan. Was Mark Reagan? When he got to Memphis, it may have been different than when he was in Mid-South.
No, Mark Reagan was breakdancing, but he wasn't Michael Jackson. He was breakdancing and just shucking and jiving, as they used to say.
Who came out the Thriller?
Probably some monster in the Memphis territory.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, but I can't remember who.
But anyway, the point is, yes, there was some Michael Jackson influence in the ring outfits in some cases, but because that became a fashion and more people than Michael Jackson were doing that. But no, they never actually fucking looked like Michael Jackson, 120 pounds, or wrestled like Michael Jackson, or whatever the fuck. And everybody wanted to. What can I say? It's a stupid fucking phony. But now they got stupid phony wrestling in Bolivia as well as here in America or wherever that was.
Let me stop you right there. This is news to me also because I'm Googling it while you're talking about it. Apparently, this was not in Brazil. Apparently, this may have been in Las Vegas.
What? Well, how did we get Brazil?
Someone tweeted that. I saw that too. Brazil,
Las Vegas, same thing. What the fuck? It doesn't matter anymore, does it? Because you can see everything. That's the thing. As a matter of fact, Bobby Fulton reminded me of this the other day when I talked to him. The Midnight Express were booked against the Fantastics in Carrizo Springs, Texas for world-class wrestling. And we drove, it was South Texas. I'm going to say it was 20, 30 miles from the Mexican border. Way over and out in the middle of nowhere. I think we went to San Antonio and turned right. But there was no major city for a long way. And they'd booked this. It was one of the South Texas towns they used to run. They had a promoter down there. What was his name at that time? Maybe it was Fred Barron. Anyway, they would find these spot shows, and we had $100 guarantees each to go down to these fucking towns. But we're talking 400 to 500 miles each way from Dallas. And so that's a 1,000-mile round trip drive to go make $100. Or you can fly Southwest and you could fly to San Antonio, which was only 300 from Dallas, or you could fly to Corpus Christi, which was like 450, or you could fly down to Harlingen, which was way down there. But on some of these spot shows, you'd have to fly into San Antonio on some of these spot show South Texas towns that didn't have an airport and drive or whatever. But then and even though Southwest back then was cheap, you've spent $80 on a round trip airline ticket on Southwest to get you somewhere down there, $40 each way. But then you got to buy a hotel and it's going to be $50-$60 even in those days. And then you've also got to get a rental car or whatever the fuck. So a lot of them, me and Bobby and Dennis would just drive, and we're like, oh, fuck it. Because at least we're working Dallas on Monday and Fort Worth on Friday after working Louisiana. So there's 30-mile round trips 2 days a week. So what the fuck? So we drive down to Carrizo Springs, Texas, and we're getting into what appears to be a town, just barely. And they had told us we're going to be dressing and meeting or whatever, however they phrased it, at the such and such motel on the side of the road. It's not like a Holiday Inn Express. It's like the fucking Carrizo Springs Motel. We pull into this thing. It's a 1-story job with the, doors open out in the parking lot. And they've got a room for the baby faces and a room for the fucking heels, because that's our dressing rooms. We haven't seen the building yet. And I'm like, oh, fuck, this is not. And besides that, the whole card consisted of I think Rip Oliver was on the show, I believe, that night. So Rip Oliver against a babyface. One of the midnight, I think it was Dennis that night, in a single match against one of the Fantastics, which I believe was Bobby Fulton. A Von Erich against either Chris or Gino. May have been Gino was down there that night. And then the Midnight Express versus the Fantastics and your referee, Rick Hazard. So fucking 10 guys, right? So 5 in each room. We're just dressing. We're not sleeping there. And they say, just as soon as you get ready, we're going to put you in this van and take you down to the building. Okay, well, where is it? Oh, it's 2 or 3 miles. Okay, all right. They put us in this van. I'm carrying the racket. I'm fucking got my suit on, the boys in their gimmicks and everything. And we drive out of whatever town that existed here. And we're driving down this road in the middle of nowhere. And suddenly, it's like 2 or 3 or 4 miles down the road. And suddenly on the right-hand side, we see off in this just vacant field. And it wasn't a paved field. It was a dirt field. But since it had been raining there, it was a field of mud. And there was a big metal building like the farmers put up, you know, when they've got all their farm equipment and everything. And one of those big metal, you could park a private plane in those fucking things. Big metal building with a roof and a big tin shed, right? On a concrete foundation. And on the front of this, oh, and by the way, there were boards because people were already starting to come up. And they were walking into the building, and they had put boards down so the people could walk on the boards instead of having to slop through the mud. So there people are tiptoeing on these boards, and the sign on the front of the shed was painted with a can of spray paint on a bed sheet, a white bed sheet. And it was supposed to say, "World Class Wrestling Tonight," but they started out too big, and it became World Class Wrestling 2, and then NIGHT was on a right-hand slant down the right-hand side of the fucking sheet. And they pulled the fucking van around the back, and they let us get out and slop through a little bit of mud and go in a back door where there was a place they'd set up a curtain where we could all sit so the people wouldn't stare at us. And I would say that night there were approximately 100 to 110 people in the building. I tried to do a head count because I was bored at one point, but, you know, people kept walking around. But 100, 110. I guarantee you the sum total of people that spoke English in that building was the guys on the card. And basically a bunch of Mexican Americans who lived wherever the fuck that we were, because this was way out. I didn't see any vehicles, and we had driven 3 or 4 miles from this. They just walked there from somewhere, and there was no way. There was a ring announcer, and I think they knew who we were kind of from TV, but nobody could speak any English. Nobody, you know, and they were not really wanting to react at first because we went out and did the captain's match, and they were just all kind of sitting there because they weren't sure whether, I guess maybe they weren't sure whether they were supposed to attract attention to themselves because they may have been illegal. Who knows? But the only fucking police, the only security in the whole place is Rosie, who is one of the San Antonio Black Hat security guys. World Class always had, if you go back and watch the tapes, their security guys had the black cowboy hats on. And if you know, there was a couple guys that were regular in Dallas, and they did the Sportatorium every week. And then, you know, Rosie was one of the regular ones in San Antonio. And the story was that he had been a Texas Ranger. And the old saying, you know, back when they had a riot somewhere at one of the campuses in Texas, and they said, we need to send in the Texas Rangers. And they said, nope, one riot, one Ranger. Well, we said one riot, one Rosie, because this fucking guy, he'd been in the San Antonio in the matches so long at the old Coliseum there, the Joe and Harry Freeman Coliseum, that he could tell when the heels are coming, you know, going back to the locker room, he's walking them back. Somebody comes up with their hand in their pocket, he snatches that fucking right arm and knocks them out with his fucking right hand because he knew they were coming out with a knife. Or he'd snatch the fucking knife with the left hand and knock them out with the right hand. Or fucking come out with a goddamn slapjack or whatever. And he was just like a human goddamn wrecking ball to drop people so the heels could get back to the fucking dressing room. So anyway, we started warming them up a little bit with the captain's match. That's how I figured out they didn't speak English, because whatever they were yelling at me, all of them didn't have any English in it. And I'm a little nervous that we've only got Rosie there, but there's only 100 of them, so I figure it's kind of even. But then he knew that I was kind of a little nervous because we're out in the middle of nowhere here. And, you know, no legitimate authorities of any kind. I don't remember who was running the box office for The Office, but it's just literally one security guard. There's no local promoter on the fucking scene. There's no cops of any kind. There's 100 Mexicans that we're expected to piss off and, you know, and us. So anyway, we go out for the tag match, and it's going to get a little feisty now. And plus the people have already seen the whole show. So the old rule of thumb was if somebody was going to hit the ring or do something, they were going to do it in the last match, because then if they get kicked out or arrested, at least they've seen the whole show. So I'm just sitting in the chair because I'm like, what the fuck? I'm doing fucking nothing, right? Because why? And we got 500 miles to go back to Dallas tonight. So it gets a quiet spot, and Rosie looks at me because he's sitting right next to me in another chair, keep an eye on me. He looks at me, leans over like I'm talking to him, and then comes back and in a loud voice says, "Cornette, don't you dare call these people wetbacks." Ah! That's the word in English they knew. They all started fucking rah, rah, rah. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? Like, I just want to have some fun here. It's too boring. He didn't give a fuck, right? Oh, Jesus Christ. And then the Fantastics beat us, and we ran back to the fucking van and ran back to the hotel and then drove back to fucking... That was not the night that Dennis Condrey blew up the engine in my car trying to get back from, that was Corpus Christi, for 100 miles an hour for that long on the interstate will blow up a fucking engine in a goddamn Datsun. I'll tell you that. But anyway, that's where we went. What were we talking about? Michael Jackson?
We were talking about the Michael Jackson wrestle. I don't know how we ended up here.
Well, it's your fault.
No, what made you go to that story from Michael
You'll
Jackson?
have to run the tape back and fucking listen. I'm sure it made perfect sense the way I went into it.
Did you listen to Thriller on the way home?
I'm sure we did. There was nothing else to listen to back in those days on the radio.
Oh, that's not true.
No, actually, when we moved to Louisiana in '84, the Eagles were the hottest band in the land down there.
How big was Van Halen? I know they played it on Mid-South, obviously Jump with the Rock and Roll Express, but in '84 in Louisiana, was Van Halen as big there as they were in other parts of the country?
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, yes, because MTV was national at that point, and even we joked that, you know, Louisiana was 10 years behind the times in those days because, like I said, the Eagles was the hottest band on the radio, but they at the same time, they pretty much had the top 40 playlists and everything. I'm not saying the people were following along, but in the media and on television and radio, yes, they were as hot as they were everywhere. It's like the old Steve Allen line. Do they get your program in Cleveland? Well, they see it in Cleveland, but I'm not sure they get it. Some of the folks in Louisiana, I'm not sure were up with the fucking moonwalk, and I'm not sure they were up with Neil Armstrong's moonwalk by the mid-1980s.
So in Louisiana, you at that point in time in '84, you had TBS and MTV?
Yes. Yes, if you had cable. And at that point, wherever I lived in Louisiana and then Texas and et cetera, I made sure was a place I could get cable. 'Cause actually, when I lived in Alexandria, Louisiana, there was real bad crossover when they got cable in all these towns, crossover of the other television stations in other markets in Louisiana. Because in the broadcast days, they called it an ADI, an area of dominant influence. Like I'll give a geography example in Indianapolis. The people in Indianapolis only got Indianapolis television stations. But the people in Terre Haute, it was about 90 or 100 miles away, they would get their local stations because the signal over the air for broadcast television at that point in time, a VHF station, channel 2 through 13, could go, depending on its signal power, 60 to 90 miles. And then there was big stations like WMC in Memphis went probably close to 100 miles in every direction. But a UHF station, which was the secondary stations, channels 14 through 83, depending on terrain, especially like in Eastern Kentucky, Channel 57 and Hazard didn't go fucking 30 miles in some directions because of the mountains. Even in a good area, UHF would only reach 40 to 60 miles, 70 miles with a decent picture. So where I'm going with this is all the markets that had television in Louisiana, even though it wasn't big markets, there were a lot of them. There was Shreveport to the north and Monroe, and in the middle was Alexandria. Down below was Lake Charles and Lafayette, and in Beaumont, Texas was not far away from down there in the Lafayette, Louisiana area. So it started kind of exposing Mid-South's business when you lived in the middle, out in the woods, you could kind of get, the overlap from either direction, from either of those stations. But I lived in Alexandria, right in the middle of town, but because of the local cable system was kind of a conglomerate, they brought in Lafayette, Alexandria, and I believe Monroe. Baton Rouge. I forgot to mention Baton Rouge in Louisiana, and also New Orleans. And Baton Rouge and New Orleans were only 70 miles apart. And when they got cable, they started getting Baton Rouge's TV in New Orleans also. Point being, the local promos were saying the big showdown match was taking place in Lafayette, but the people are going in Alexandria are going, fuck, it was just at the Coliseum here. And they started kind of getting, that's when Watts had to start changing up some of the cards and things. Where did we start with that?
Cable television, MTV in Louisiana.
Yes, well, yes, we were getting all the cable channels, but also it started screwing up. But see, what I would do is I would tape all the Mid-South shows because I'd get my local promos off the Lafayette show or what.
So you have all your local promos from the different markets?
Not for all of them from the different. I didn't go to Oklahoma City to record myself, but if it was on my cable, yes, I recorded it.
Wow. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that you had them from multiple markets. That's pretty cool.
God, they're all there somewhere. I got a lot of Houston stuff too, because Bruce used to send me Houston stuff. Because the Houston wrestling show was my favorite show on the air in the country because it was completely unique. They showed the majority, because it was an hour and a half also, but they showed the majority of the Mid-South wrestling program, but they had 30 minutes of local Houston content that only aired there. And main event matches and the local promos that we do, the stand-ups with Paul Bosch in the fucking back of the Coliseum with all the people screaming. So I love those. I tried to get all my Houston stuff. Anyway.
Did you have just your local promos, or did you record other local promos?
Well, no, I wasn't there when it happened, so I'd set the timer. No. So I'd get, I get a lot of, I get a lot of stuff, a lot of commercials too, which is, one of these days I'll go through all that stuff.
Well, you kept all that. I mean, that's what I'm saying. You didn't edit it out just, you didn't dub a tape of just the local promos of you.
No, I never had that much time.
Well, those tapes are expensive
One of these days I'm going to have that much time.
How expensive were videotapes in 1984?
Oh God, they were down to like $10 a piece by then, especially if you ordered, a case at a time from someplace in New York. In 1979, 1980, a 2 or 4 hour VHS tape, because there was no 6 hour speed, was at the mall from the Magnavox store was $25 plus tax. And, so that, what would that be? That'd be about $100 for a blank. It was like buying a TV fucking tape back then. That's what you were doing. You were buying a videotape. Only TV stations had those until a year before that. So, people expected to pay something for it. And then after the VCRs proliferated, then within a couple of years, you could get a video magazine on the newsstand and get a ad from one of the big New York audio video suppliers and buy a case of 10 for, $10 a piece.
And you weren't recording on beta still. You were already on VHS in 1984.
No, I never quit. Here's the thing. I always had beta and VHS. So I never quit one and did exclusively the other. I always had both. And the best stuff I would record on beta because that was the best quality.
But eventually it must have been difficult to find blank beta tapes.
No, not until I quit fucking recording anything in general, back after the late 90s when, I was just like, fuck, this is not worth it anymore. you can still order them from New York. That's what I always did. I didn't go to the store, just buy one or two, although you could go into Walgreens until the late 90s and probably pick up a blank beta tape. Now I feel like I'm having a series of small strokes. Why are we talking about this?
Well, what we've learned today so far is New York, great drinking water, endless supply of beta tapes.
No, New York had cheaper prices on all of the audio video equipment if you ordered from those big retailers, even though not a single one of them on the 800 number spoke English, because obviously a bunch of that stuff was mob controlled and falling off trucks. So, of course, you get a good deal. When you deal with black market shady operators, you get good prices.
It's all Hollywood.
Yeah, I've seen those documentaries. Anyway, should we tell the people real quickly? We're rapidly running out of time here on the program to not talk about Raw. Should we tell the people about the Patreon that's almost ready to go?
Yeah, actually.
Is that the way you pronounce it? Patreon?
Patreon. And if you become a member, you're a patron.
A patron of Patreon.
Yes.
Well, tell them all about it, Lance.
Patreon.com/Cornette. Starting March 1st, we're going to start uploading the giant archive of shows, the Drive Thru and the Experience going back several years. We're going to have a big batch, we hope, up at the beginning, and then we're going to start uploading shows each and every week. And also, because without us plugging it, people found the page and started subscribing already. We have uploaded for them the tape that so many people have wanted to hear, the 9 minutes of all the cursing, the swearing, the insults from episode 302 of the Jim Cornette Experience, compiled by, let's give credit to a fine Cult of Cornette member, Sean, who's out there right now. He put it up, and it's fantastic. And actually, he has now sent over more collections from various episodes of just you unhinged. When you hear you just for minutes at a time.
Unhinged? Now, wait a minute. No, well, this is a compilation.
That's right.
And it's out of an hour and a half show, there was only 9 solid minutes of cursing and vulgarity. But
9 solid minutes.
Yeah, solid. But also, this was the tape that was too hot for YouTube. It's been requested, but we couldn't put it up there because literally it would have sent off every bell and whistle that they've got going on. Some subversive activity was going on one of our channels, so we couldn't do that. So it's here and this is something, and this is what we've been waiting for, that we have complete and sole control over in terms of content and the way it is manipulated, and we have no outside unsavory partners, even such as a YouTube, that can deny us our right to express ourselves. So that is why and the entire archive, as you said, eventually will be up, which is thousands and thousands of hours, folks. So if you've asked for more of me, and especially more of me from the start before you knew of me or knew where to find me, hopefully most of you still don't know exactly where to find me, then this is where you're gonna be able to go and hear all that stuff. See, as Arn Anderson used to say, and see what's causing all this.
And one other thing I think we should note here, just in case anyone is concerned, because it's happened with apparently other shows, we have no intention on changing the Drive Thru or the Experience. It's not going to be all of a sudden, well, if you want to hear this, you have to go pay for it. The shows stay the same. This is going to be for the archive and for bonus content.
Yes, we're going to work out some extra stuff. As soon as you get well and I get back from Oklahoma, it seems like one of those two things ought to happen eventually. But yes, we're going to have bonus stuff up there. And since it is Jim Cornette's College of Wrestling Knowledge, where you can go to learn about wrestling as you should, we're going to have instructional material. When we watch things, we're going to have watch-alongs, and we're also going to give you instructional material, some of you backup stuff, to where you can further appreciate classic and great wrestling instead of cosplay outlaw mud show wrestling. We're going to try to educate the people. Anyway, so they can do that. And then when does this start? March the 1st, which is just coming up. It's Sunday.
March the 1st is the official launch date, although, like I said, people have now already started signing up, and there's already content up. Sign up whenever you want. Patreon.com.
Oh, hell, just go ahead.
Cornette. Jim Cornette's College of Wrestling Knowledge.
We might break the internet again if you wait till now that we've plugged a specific date. Don't wait till then, because then it'll break everything. We don't Are we sure this will support our weight?
Actually, I'm not sure, but we will find out shortly.
Well, if something goes blank on March 2nd, you'll know we were too successful again. All right, what are you doing this week? Let's talk about this fucking show. I got places to go, people to see, and things to do. And
I'm already out of energy. Listen to all the Arcadian Vanguard shows on Patreon. You can follow the shows on Twitter at
Are you sure this is not a practice show?
I'm wondering.
Are we really going to air this?
For those of you who want more professionalism like this, patreon.com/Cornette. But on Twitter, at Superpodcast, or on Facebook, facebook.com/Arcadian Vanguard. Check out all the shows from John Arezzi's Pro Wrestling Spotlight Then and Now to Ron Fuller's Studcast, Stick to Wrestling with John McAdam and Sean Goodwin, Breaking Kayfabe with Bowdrin and Barry, the Mid-South Wrestling Television Review Podcast, as well as the Mid-Atlantic Championship Podcast. All shows available wherever it is that you find your favorite podcast. And don't forget the 605 Super Podcast, the Mothership.
Oh, that was weak.
That should tell you exactly how I'm feeling.
That did not have enough power behind it to haul a greasy string out of a cat's ass.
I think I need some more water very, very shortly. But stay tuned. Go through the archive, 605pod.com. New episode will be out hopefully by this weekend. I've been sick, and that's killed me with delays, and I really apologize to everyone. But new show is just about done. I just have to put the finishing touches on it. 605pod.com are available wherever you find your favorite podcasts. The Mothership.
All right, anyway, should we talk about this show? Good God.
It was better than last week.
Well, that's like saying the gas chamber is better than the electric chair. What, would you rather have your balls nailed to the step stool or stapled, sir? And I saw somebody on Twitter that said, why can't we just quit being so negative and support wrestling in general? Does anybody ever come out and say, why can't we support these bad movies? Or do they just say, that movie stunk? Why do you have to support all of something? That's like supporting pizza with toppings and no toppings. That's like supporting...
Come on.
But it's in all honesty. Is there anything else where we just have to support all of this, good, bad, or indifferent? Is there any other endeavor or line of work or sport or entertainment where people say that? Can you think of one?
No. I mean, if you like a band and all of a sudden some other band shows up and they suck, you'll say they suck. You don't go, I'm going to listen to them. It's music.
You support the Rolling Stones. You don't support all bands. You don't support all teams. You support your team. Sometimes your team may suck, but at least it's the one in your hometown. That's maybe a reason to support sucky shit. But no, for the most part, you support good shit and you say bad shit is bad. So that's what we're doing here. And I'm not even knocking the talent again on Raw. I want to say that again. And there is some talent on Raw that needs to be knocked, and we will probably knock them, but it's not the talent's fault. This is a classic example of what has happened when professional wrestling has been taken completely out of the hands of wrestling people and put into the hands of writers and or producers and or people with non-wrestling backgrounds. And first of all, Vince McMahon may have been in the wrestling business for a long time, but he's never been and would never have called himself a wrestling person. He never wanted wrestling to look like wrestling. But otherwise, and I know people are going to say, what, they have producers. Some of the producers are ex-wrestlers, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, this is when I was a producer, they would say, okay, here's what's supposed to happen in this segment. Produce it. Well, how is that producing anything? You could produce it, but it's not coming up with it. It's like painting by numbers. If you do a real good job, boy, you're a really good painter by numbers, but it's still somebody else's picture. So the producers, they've got it backwards, if anything. The wrestlers, whoever has seniority amongst them, the ex-wrestlers who are in the production crew ought to be the writers, and then they ought to let the TV people run around and show the guys where to fucking face the camera or whatever. I don't fucking know. But this is the blandest, most lifeless, contrived, scripted, passionless fucking bit of effluvia that I've ever seen on a television program, and Raw didn't used to be this way. They didn't used to produce shows this way. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Anyway, we started out with Randy Orton again, who's a world-class talent. And it seemed like he was bored as fuck about fucking saying these words that somebody else had told him to say, because now I guess he's supposed to be a psychopath, and he snaps and then he's sorry, and dramaticness. They're telling us this is his problem, therefore we know it's phony. If they insinuate things or you're allowed to pick up things on your own, you figure out that it might be real. But if they tell you something, it's fucking phony. Because the announcers are as sincere as a get-well card from an Undertaker. And that is an old Jerry Lawler line, and I'm sorry, King. But I think it wasn't that Lawler was insincere. He was just asleep through this whole fucking thing. Because why would he be excited about anything? Anyway, Randy Orton entered again as he did last week in slow motion. I like their fancy entrance drop thing that helps block all those empty seats in that big building. They did about a 2-minute long show billboard by the announcers as Orton took forever to get to the ring. And then he slowly began speaking and counting the cold open video, which is like everything else on the program. It's great editing. They do a wonderful television production. It was 6 minutes after the show started before Randy Orton opened his mouth and said a fucking word. Yep. And then he talked about Edge and putting him out a month ago, et cetera, et cetera. And then suddenly Kevin Owens interrupts. I thought Owens was mad at Seth Rollins last week. Wasn't he?
He was.
But now he's decided to stick his nose in here. And at least he got to the ring in a timely fashion, because the last thing Steen is going to do is lose the chance to say as many words as possible in his promo. But I wonder how much, at the time when he was saying this, I wondered how much bitching and moaning that Owens did, Steen, I have to call him Steen, did when the fucking WWE Creative Brain Trust told him what to say in no uncertain terms. Because I know just to get a fucking finish or a goddamn point out of him, it used to be an hour-long debate. But anyway, Owens wants to know why he turned on Edge, why Orton turned on Edge, because, of course, Kevin Owens is Canadian, and he'll be the babyface here. And at least he had some fucking life to his delivery. He can talk his ass off, especially if he comes up with his own shit or believes in what he's saying. And so he turned this up a little bit. But the one line he said, do you remember when he said he was going back over the history of, him, and he would watch the shows when he was young, and he said, my dream was always to come to the WWE. Do you remember him saying that exact quote?
Yeah.
Well, the exact quote he said to me in 2011 or 2010, one or the other, I think it was 10, when I said, Kevin, if you lost 30 or 40 pounds, your knees and your back would be in better shape because you work the style you work. You need to lose some weight. I said, because you won't just be here. You will be, because of the way you can work and the way you can talk, you will be in the big leagues one of these days. You can be in the WWF. And he said, I don't want to go there. I never wanted to go there. I want to be here and make this and do my own thing and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. Then in that case, lose some of your fucking fat off you so that you'll be able to do this in 5 years. But he always had an answer of why whatever you were asking him or telling him to do was inappropriate for his. Anyway, so 10 years ago, his dream was not to come to the WWE, but do anything but 12 years ago, according to his promo in 2020, his dream was always to come to the WWE. Anyway, suddenly Owens challenges Randy Orton for a match tonight. Randy Orton accepts it and leaves flatter than fucking 4 o'clock, flatter than a plate full of piss. A 17-minute segment to challenge for a match tonight and fucking leave. Your thoughts?
I couldn't believe they opened up again with Randy Orton. Like you, I was timing. I said, how long until he gets in the ring and says something? I had it at 7 minutes. You had it at 6 minutes. It was painful. I thought Kevin Owens was really good. Really good on the mic. It seemed more natural coming from him than maybe anyone else on the entire show.
Well, Heyman talked later. So.
Well, hey, yeah, that's true. That's true. I thought he was definitely one of the best promos on the show, and it made me care a little bit because I did not want to see Randy Orton again. And I know he's incredibly talented, but it was so slow. It was just so slow. It took forever.
And actually, they did. So we've got that match. That's our main event tonight. Orton and Owens. So at least we might see a good match,
and
right? So we got that going for us. And they made it themselves.
Yes.
In the ring, because it's, just that's what you do. Because when you let all of the performers and the actors take the stage and give them their script, then, there's no need to fucking let facts and details get in the way. Anyway, the interview with Selena Vega and Angel Garza. I love Selena Vega. She can talk her ass off. She reminds me, although I don't know how to say this otherwise say it, she is not as cosmetically pleasing as Selena De La Renta. But they both do very good promos, and they come off as good business people managers rather than just a flashy female valet or, goofy manager or whatever. I'd like to see Selena Vega with a top guy because Garza is not that and sounds like a twat, in my opinion. And he's fucking smiling and he's goofing around and he doesn't look like that much anyway. But this girl with a main event talent could probably, if they did anything that you would believe, could draw you some money.
I would say she's just as cosmetically pleasing as Selena De La Renta.
No, well, then you ain't stood next to Selena De La Renta. I'm just telling you.
Well, I've dated lots of Latino women.
Well, you ain't dated Selena De La Renta.
That's fine.
And I'm just explaining something to you. Now. Anyway, so then Garza has a match. We get a match at about almost 30 minutes into this program. And it's Garza versus Humberto Carrillo, which apparently is his cousin, according to the story. Carrillo looks facially like he's 12 years old, and the referee was the biggest guy in the match. Go back and watch this now, everybody, if you've still got it on your DVRs. Now that you'll never be able to unsee this. They can do flips and they can do dives and they can do all this gymnastics, but every time that Humberto Carrillo hit the ropes, it looked like he'd never gone to wrestling school a day in his life. Most of the time, he would turn, as you do, to your left, but he would hit the ropes with his right arm straight down. Tom Pritchard would have gouged his eyeballs out for that. He was turning and hitting the ropes like they were electrified. His right arm was down instead of over the top of the rope. Have you ever seen the tapes of guys where they get shot into the ropes and the top rope snaps over their head and nearly decapitates them and can lead to serious injury?
Yeah, actually I have.
Yes. So is everybody else. That's why whenever you hit the fucking ropes, your turn arm, the arm where you're turning, goes over the top of the rope to prevent that from happening, because you can literally break your neck like that. His arm was straight down to his side, and a couple times he turned to his right and hit him that way and had his left arm straight down to his fucking side. And I couldn't stop seeing that, because that's like watching a heart surgeon performing heart surgery, but you know in your heart that he has never given anybody any stitches. Because it's just so odd that a guy is in there doing flips and can't hit the fucking ropes. It's like a basketball player can dunk, but he can't dribble. Anyway, they had an average Americanized lucha match, adding 1,000 kicks to the face. Did you catch the spot where they both ended up on the apron of the ring and they began trying to maneuver? One guy was going to fucking boomerang the other guy into the post, but the other guy was blocking it, and they had a little slap fight. And then they did the boomerang to the post, but the guy jumped up on the turnbuckle and avoided hitting the post. So the other guy did the thing and he did a flip to the floor. They were on the apron or on the floor for, by the timing of my watch, 1 minute and 30 seconds straight. And the referee stood there and looked at him and never even started to count. Which is on this program, they never mention the referees' names on this program. And that will become more important later on at the finish. B, the referees just stand there and wave their arms and move from side to side and do absolutely nothing. except watch what's being done in front of them, whether it has any semblance of legality or within the rules or something they should be involved in or what. And then later on during the girls' contract signing, Lawler said, hey, girls, we got a couple of referees standing at ringside to make sure this doesn't get out of control. There's 6 girls in the ring and 2 referees at ringside 20 feet away. What the fuck are they going to do? Then this match, after Garza's entrance, they had gone to they went to a break. The match was 2 minutes in. They come back, they have another segment where they spend almost 2 minutes out on the apron doing whatever the fuck they're doing. And then once they were down on the floor, they went to the break again in this fucking match. And they always go to break whenever guys are down on the floor or a big dive has happened and nothing's happening. And I remember 20 years ago, that was kind of innovative. Hey, we'll have this big movement and go to a break because people weren't doing it.
Well, back then they also said we're going to a break. They didn't just go,
well, yeah.
Oh, and he's on the floor. Raw continues.
Yeah, Raw continues. When? When did it go off the air? Is it continuing next week? That's another Vince. And I think of Kevin Dunn, too. I always want to pitch to the break and welcome them back from the break. And they don't like either. And the way I like to go to break is if you have to go to a break in a match, do it on the heat spot. Of course, that necessitates you having a match that makes enough sense where you can tell what the heat spot is. But right before you're going to a break, the babyface should have shined so you got behind him, so you're interested in what he's doing. And he's looking good, and the heel's rocking and rolling, and he's fucking backpedaling. And suddenly, right after a big babyface flurry where he maybe almost wins the fucking match, some way the heel or heels pull the fucking rug out from under him. There's the heat spot where there's a double team behind the referee's back or a blind tag. or whether you drop low and the guy flies through the ropes out on the floor and takes a bad bump, and then you fucking slide in and kick him in the fucking face or whatever. And then you throw him in the ring and you try to beat him. 1, 2, and he barely kicks out. Now the babyface is in jeopardy. Now the announcers can say, folks, we've got to take a commercial timeout. This match continues. We'll be back in 2 minutes. So-and-so is in jeopardy. Now I've not only created some goddamn tension on this thing, but also I've made them realize that the guy that they've been behind for the last 5 to 7 minutes, it's been looking so good, is suddenly in serious trouble. Will he win this match or will he get his ass kicked? You'll find out in 2 minutes. And then coming back from the break, I've said this before, but so many times there's guys in a hold or there's a wide shot so you can see the people. Fuck that. You've got referees wired. They can take cues to the ring. If you're on tape, you can pick up your spot when to come back. When I was always doing a taped show, I would let the referee know, tell him, okay, we're ready to come back. Get him in action. And when the guy in the hold would start fighting up, then I'd say, come back. And as soon as they come back, you see the guy fight out of the hold, hit the ropes, duck something, crossbody. There's some action going on. And there, instead of the announcers just, fucking saying, welcome back in the middle of this, you come back in the middle of the call. Last into the ropes, ducks the clothesline, comes off with the crossbody, count of 1, 2, no. Cornette kicks out. Folks, we're back on Raw, and this exciting match has continued. Oh, wait a minute, Cornette in charge again when the heel cuts him off. Cornette in charge again during the commercial break. Last was in trouble. Cornette's put the pressure on. A flurry by Last there, but now Cornette firmly in charge again, and he has waltzed Last across Texas. And now that's a reset. You have told people what's happened basically up until then. And then you call it from there. That's how you go to the break, and that's how you come back from a break if you have to. But they came back from the break, the second break in this goddamn fiasco, and they were still just doing shit to each other. There was never a babyface shine. There was never a set of heat. And one guy never got to sell good to get some sympathy so he could make a comeback. They just went back and forth with fucking moves. Finally, Garza hits the Spanish fly off the top rope and Humberto kicks out. They do a half dozen reverse roll-ups to each other, and then Garza pulls his tights 1, 2, 3 and beats him. What the fuck?
The Spanish fly off the top rope. Bill Cosby, I believe, pioneered that move.
No. That was the Mickey Finn from the fucking Far Side.
What did you think of the spot where they were both upside down slapping each other in the face?
I've seen that before. It's an old lucha spot. And that's what they're doing, Americanized lucha. And, it don't look too good on this stage from these guys.
I think Garza's really good. I mean, I really enjoyed the stuff with in NXT with him and Leo Rush. But,
well, I didn't see. I bet he looked like a fucking full-grown man next to Leo Rush. He just looks good. The ladies' man goofy. It's a lot of these guys are either dressed goofy, presented goofy, or it's just because they are not presented as stars from the get-go. People settle into, that's another guy on the fucking card. There's nothing about these guys. And once again, a lot of it's not the fault of the fucking talent. There's nothing that's making a lot of these guys stand out. I will fucking elaborate more later. But did you want to say anything else about that match? Please don't.
No, nothing else to say.
Good. I'm trying to rush, folks. Luke Gallows and Ricochet. I like Luke Gallows. He's a great big man. As we've talked about Ricochet, if you're going to have somebody doing flips, his are better. His are sharper. He does a lot of great stuff.
He looks like an athlete.
A lot of this is presentation. I just watching, as a person who has watched 2 episodes of Raw, this being the second in the last several years, which hopefully they'd want to get a few of those people back like me, right? Maybe not exactly like me, but I don't see Ricochet as the new Rey Mysterio by anything that I'm being told or shown or that he's showing me. I know they're trying to build him up with the big title match with Brock Lesnar, blah, 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 but it comes, what I've seen comes to mind to me of what they do every once in a while is with Kofi Kingston or whatever, just give some fucking guy that's on the card a chance to shine and then they're going to shut him down for a little bit, and then somebody's going to beat him or whatever the fuck. Nobody believes Ricochet is going to beat Brock Lesnar, and it would be insane for Ricochet to beat Brock Lesnar. But here's the thing. Rey Mysterio had the cool mask and the cool outfit and the incredible stuff that he did, that he had the advantage of a lot of people hadn't seen a lot of that shit. But he had the feeling for how to sell. And he had the family background in the business and all those years of, whatever. With Ricochet, I don't see a cool mask, but I also don't see any great facials. I see some open mouth facials and open eye facials, but I don't see the facials that bring me into him. Do you?
They don't stand.
Do you even look, or it doesn't stand out, so you don't notice?
I do, and I haven't seen anything that stood out, but I also want to say I don't think putting a mask on him there would have been the brightest move, although he had a mask in Lucha Underground, and he was really good there for that group. They've had too many guys with masks that were treated like job guys in the last few years that were luchadors, that did cool moves. Other than Rey Mysterio, I don't know if you should have someone else just show up and put a mask on him and give him.
No, I'm not. I'm saying with Rey Mysterio or with Ricochet, I don't see him as the new Rey Mysterio because I don't see a cool mask, and I'm not saying put a mask on him, but I don't see any facials. He hadn't got a mask on. He can connect with people that way, but I don't see the facials on his bare face that do. I don't hear fired up promos with bass in his voice that I believe. He sells okay. Remember, Rey Mysterio was like a fucking Hispanic Ricky Morton. He could sell, and then somehow he'd pop back. Ricochet is selling okay at the time, but then seconds later, he's fresh. Part of it is the modern presentation. Rey Mysterio was not handicapped by having a bunch of guys on the show just going out and doing meaningless flips over and over and dives and moves. He was more special. But I don't see what they have presented to me why I should really fucking think Ricochet is the answer to everybody's goddamn prayers. And of course, then he turns around and beats Luke Gallows with a shooting star press 1, 2, 3 because he's got to get a win because he's facing Brock Lesnar, and poor old Luke had to do the job like fucking Carl Anderson did last week. But it was okay. It was better quality in ring than we usually see on this program, and there was something going on, but I don't know. It's okay. It's okay for me, dog. Who are the referees again? I wrote. Who are these fucking referees?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, once again, it just looked like they've made the matches an afterthought anyway. And this just looked like this wasn't something that just instantly made Ricochet a must-see fucking guy to me. I don't know. You have very little to say about this, do you?
I mean, I can't disagree with anything you're saying there. I think he's incredibly talented. I don't know if the pushes really helped him. The way they push people is just always bizarre. The Brock match is obviously a midweek Saudi Arabian pay-per-view event.
At noon on Thursday, and I've never seen them push a show so hard they wouldn't tell you where it's from.
Well, you know what? They pushed the other Saudi shows. I don't know if they've ever done it in the past where they wouldn't say where it's from. Until the end, they finally started giving some clues. But
it's like a scavenger hunt. If you can find this show, you can come.
Yeah, exactly.
Thursday at noon. Boy, that's, I mean, I know they're getting $50 million from the fucking, bloody prince of Saudi Arabia or whatever. But anyway.
And hopefully this time they can get out of the country.
Yeah. Here's another. Who the fuck is going back after that last time? What the fuck? I fucking threatened to leave and go back to Tennessee for having to do TV in Germany. They're going back to fucking Saudi or to Kuwait or wherever the fuck. Oh, God damn it. Oh, God damn it. Anyway, good luck to everybody that wants to go over there. I'll be home if you need me. The original only Orange Club, the OC, was in the back. Aleister Black walks past them. They interact with him in a phony and stagey dramatic manner and then beat him up. What? They couldn't even have an interviewer standing back there with them?
No, there's never an interviewer and there's never any acknowledgement of the camera.
Except when there is. No, sometimes there is. When they want one of those vapid girls to get on camera, they give them a fucking canned question to ask. But otherwise, there's no actual sportscaster involved in any of this.
And those are really weird, too, because they have a shot of just the interviewer, and she'll go, "Ladies and gentlemen, here's my guest, Jim Cornette." And then you just are supposed to walk in front of the camera like you weren't there the whole time. And then you just kind of look in a different direction, and the camera films you for a second, and then they pull back, and then the questions start. It's so awkward and so weird. This I didn't like. I'm not a big fan of the whole, we don't see a camera back here.
Yeah.
We're all doing this in front of a camera. I know you said last week AJ Styles has finally shown charisma on the microphone. He's too goofy for me on the microphone. Too unbelievable.
I maybe this was live. I hate to think it was a pre-tape. But I can tell also AJ is trying to be, he's fallen into the trap of trying to be entertaining for them, for the writers, AKA Vince and his fucking staff. But anyway, it was just a little phony, a little goofy, and whatever the fuck. But then at 9 p.m. Eastern, guess what's on the screen? Top of the hour, people switching around looking for something else to watch. I've told you this rule before. Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman are entering at 9 o'clock Eastern. On a dot. Paul Heyman's neck and lower face looks like a water balloon that's ready to pop. What the fuck I am worried, is he on some kind of medication? He's spreading out. He looks like a human waterbed. He can barely get through the ropes. I have weighed almost 280 pounds in my life. I have never taken up that much space. And as I said, 30 years ago, I had 25 pounds on Paul.
He has gotten a bit jowly, I guess.
Good Lord, it looked like one of those fucking things you used to fill with sand at the bottom, but it was his head. Anyway, Paul Heyman is interesting to listen to. He tells a story. He knows how to hype a fucking match. He keeps your attention. This was moving. Somebody had bass in their voice, meant what they said. Brock Lesnar does what he does best, stand there and fucking make faces. Although Brock cracked when Heyman said if my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle. That was fucking great. Lawler cracked up too. But this was the first thing on the show an hour in that did any business. I want to see this fucking guy get his ass kicked. I want to see this fucking fight that Heyman is hyping. But they haven't got anybody else on the roster that can really do that. So it's an anomaly, which is why it gets over and stands out in the program.
They're fantastic together. I mean, just them coming out there and Brock just standing there. He doesn't have to say anything. Heyman's so good on the mic. whether he is scripted to a certain degree or not, it sounds natural. You believe him. And this isn't the first time I've seen where Heyman has cracked up Brock in the middle of it, and it doesn't take anything away from Brock.
Yeah, exactly, because he can laugh and still be a tough, badass asshole at the same time, but he's laughing at his prick manager making fun of fucking people. I hate the advocate thing, though. He's his manager, for fuck's sake. Just because Vince doesn't like managers, you got to call things such odd fucking names. But anyway.
You know, on that topic, the one thing I don't like, and I'm probably in the minority on this, I think, because everyone seems to love chanting it, is I hate that he begins every promo with the same thing. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman. You know what? I don't like that.
Yeah. He does it so well. It's another one of those things that I'll chalk up to. That's the kind of thing that they like up there, is the catchphrases and people that can follow along. But and also Paul has that dramatic delivery, you know, whereas people couldn't chant along with me because they'd never be able to keep up with it. And it would sound stupid for me to slow everything down, but he has the dramatic delivery. And also I assume his cardio has got to be suffering at this point in his life, because he's, what, if I'm 58 now, he's 53, 4, and, you know, carrying that excess weight, he can't go too fast or elsewise he'll get blown up before the end. Or be like me in that Smoky Mountain interview. I didn't want to redo that time. 6 minutes in, I'm having a nosebleed, and I said, fuck it, I'm going to finish it. So I said, like, it's on YouTube. Jim Cornette has an aneurysm doing a promo about the Rock and Roll Express, because my nose starts bleeding at the end of it. Anyway, so that was fine. And then we go to Aleister Black against Eric Rowan. And I've heard that Aleister Black is somebody that Heyman thinks should be pushed. Is that correct? That's the scuttlebutt going around on the internet. Aleister Black's one of Heyman's guys he likes.
I believe so.
Well, fuck, I'd hate for Heyman to hate me. This is the second time I've seen him where it did him harm to win a match.
By the way,
in my opinion,
the last time you saw him was the same match. It's the second week in a row we saw these two guys.
I thought it was the other guy.
No, it was that
I thought
guy.
It was the other big hairy guy. It was this guy. They did it again. Shit. Well, this is even worse. I thought it was his hairy fucking partner. Why did they have this match 2 weeks in a row? Did I zip through the entrances because they take so long? And maybe the announcers told me. But why did we have this 2 weeks in a row?
I don't know if that was explained. And for the record, his old hairy partner has left the WWE, and the rumor is he's about to start with AEW.
Okay. Well, anyway, Aleister Black is still selling his ribs. He was kicked in the stomach from the attack by the club people. Is this the best look or gimmick or whatever for Eric Rowan that they can think of? What is his gimmick? I'm a sloppy dresser?
Well, remember, he first came in as a member of Bray Wyatt's...
No, see, I don't remember.
He first came in as a member of Bray Wyatt's Louisiana Swamp Cult, whatever that was.
Okay.
And then eventually they broke off. And then I think he did some other stuff, and he was injured a few times. And now he's just big and hairy and on TV.
Okay, well, right now, as Dennis Condrey would say, as we sit here, right now, I do not give a fuck about Eric Rowan, because he's a big guy with a long beard and sloppy clothing, and I don't know what the fuck his deal is, other than they start this match, and within the first minute and a half, they go to a break, and then they come back from the break, and the things I wrote were, what is being done to get Aleister Black over as a scary goth, whatever the fuck. Aleister Crowley, right? Black. The tattoos, the fucking spooky entrance. But what is being done once the spooky entrance and the name, how does he come off as scary? He has matches with guys bigger than him that get a ton of heat on him, and he fights from underneath, that he has a style clash with. This is obviously not Eric Rowan nor Aleister Black's greatest match ever. He barely wins the match. I wrote down here, is Rowan supposed to be over? Because why would you have a guy that you're pushing get shit kicked out of him by this big sloppy dress slug that nobody can figure out why he's still there or what purpose he has because of bad creative? Rowan beat the shit out of him. And he sold most of the time. And then Rowan got his burlap-covered cage, which we do not know what is in the cage. And boy, that worked out good for fucking outlaw Billy Black and his swamp bag from the fucking wilds of South Georgia. But anyway, it was a great idea, but he didn't like snow. The cage got knocked over, so he goes out of his way to go and set the cage back up, even though we don't know what's in it, and obviously nothing, you know, it's fucking hokey. And he rolls in because now the referee is counting. In a previous match, the referee stood there and watched guys be outside the ring doing nothing for a minute and a half, but now Rowan's setting the cage up, and the other guy's in the ring, and the referee's about to count Rowan out. And suddenly, Aleister Black hits his spin kick twice. Didn't he hit it twice last week? I think he did.
Maybe. I don't remember.
I think he did, and he hits it twice and gets the 1, 2, 3. Not once, but twice. So Aleister Black, supposedly a hot new star, gets a shit kicked out of him by a guy with absolutely no direction from creative and no discernible gimmick that is a style clash that beats the shit out of him for the most of the fucking match, and then only loses on a fluke because he had to set up his goddamn pet armadillo so that Aleister Black could hit his finish twice. If it takes 2 of his finishes to beat Eric Rowan, how many of his finishes should it take to beat Brock Lesnar or Randy Orton or whoever is passing for main event talent these days? So after having his ass handed to him for the majority of the match and winning finally because the heel was stupid, Aleister Black walks up the ramp and credits his win to unbridled rage. If that was that can of fucking unsugared, not even whoop ass, but more like grab ass that he just opened up on fucking Eric Rowan was unbridled rage, I'd hate to see him when he's fucking mellow. And next week he's going to wrestle AJ Styles. That, if he can go in the ring, we'll determine it then. What the fuck? But speaking of people who are trying to pass as main event stars, did you like the sit down with Drew McIntyre and good old Charlie Caruso?
I did not catch that whole interview. That was the point where I said, you know what, I'm going to leave the room for a few minutes. I caught the beginning of it.
This was the most scripted sit down that I've ever remember when JR and Mankind, Mick Foley did those things that really got Mankind over because they just kind of sat down and felt it out and followed the fucking issue and made some shit up.
Yeah. This
was written to make Drew McIntyre, in my opinion, look like a complete blithering idiot. Now, I don't know his whole history. I don't know his trials and tribulations with the WWE. I know he was brought in. I know he was pushed. Then he wasn't pushed. Then he was out. Then he was back in. But the whole point of this, as Charlie Caruso gave her scripted questions and he gave his obviously scripted and manipulated lines, even though he tried to put feeling in it, they told the story that he was brought in as the chosen one and was pushed to the moon and basically promised the world title. And then because he was a fuck up and an idiot and didn't have his head in the right place, he lost it all. And they showed tape of him doing goofy things in the ring, which I assume he was told to do by the creative team. So somebody out there with more knowledge of this than me needs to chime in and tell me whether Drew McIntyre was the one who fucked himself up because of the reasons he gave, because he didn't have his head in it, because he was a fucking immature, because whatever the fuck reasons he gave, or whether they just booked him into fucking insensibility like they do a lot of these guys, and then he was no longer useful and they let him go. I want to know which is which, because this was painted, he was saying, basically he screwed his career up, he got fucking canned, and he spent some time in obscurity, and he got back in NXT because Triple H liked him. And now he's determined to prove that the potential is there. It's not just potential. It can be reality. If only he had tried harder and done better in the past. And then he picked it up a little bit in the end when he talked about Brock. and beating Brock and proving himself. But this whole package didn't make him either a kick-ass or sympathetic or, in my opinion, interesting. He wasn't sympathetic like Edge was because he was coming back from an unfortunate injury that was beyond his control. He was saying I was an asshole and a fucking goof and immature and didn't have my head in it. It didn't make him fucking a kick-ass because well, thank goodness I'm back and I want to prove everybody wrong. Thank goodness Triple H liked me. I can't see Stone Cold doing this fucking promo. And it didn't make him interesting because why am I interested if the guy he looks good, he's great looking, great athlete, great size, he had all this going for him, and he fucked it off because he was an idiot. Why do I find him interesting? And the way that they left it at the end of it, from the words that came from his own lips, if Drew McIntyre does not beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, he will be as dead as Lex Luger was at WrestleMania 10 in 1994. So what good did this? And I invite anybody that watched this thing to tell me what I missed here, that this was my takeaway and not something positive, because I just don't get it.
He has a great look. He's very talented in the ring. And like everyone else, they don't know how to properly push him to get over to a general audience. And everything is so overly scripted that it ruins everything.
Ruins? It ruins it?
It ruins it.
It positively ruined it.
Yes.
My Aunt Lola used to say ruined. Okay. It ruined it. That's the way you say that right.
Well, here in New York, we do things a little differently.
Yeah, you certainly do. All right. Then up comes, and I know R-Truth. He's been around. He still looks the same as he did 20 years ago. He's amazing. R-Truth is in the ring with Truth TV. And I was thinking we might get a match there, but no, it's an interview where he intros Bobby Lashley and Lana. Help me with this. Have they explained why Lana used to be Russian and have a Russian accent and this blonde hair, and now she had an ugly hairdo pulled up like fucking Mr. Ed's ponytail, and it's brown?
Come on.
Oh, I hate fucking all that. Every woman at the Oscars looks like a goddamn scarecrow because they all pull their fucking hair up and plaster it on their head. I need some big 80s hair, baby.
She may be the most attractive woman in the WWE.
What? If you're looking for pure just beauty standing there, Liv Morgan makes her look like dog.
Give me a break. And she's got a fantastic body. She's beautiful. She does. Well, I'm not going to say some of the things I've seen her do.
What?
That sounds really bad. But like, she's very flexible. Like, she's lifted her legs up over her head and.
Well, now that'll get you an extra
in the ring. I've seen her do it in the ring.
That'll get you an extra $50 any day of the week. You can lift your legs right up over your head.
I think she may be the most beautiful woman in the WWE.
Well,
everything I've seen her do is in the ring, for the record.
I think she looks like she ought to be eating her oats. But why? She used to be Russian. Now she's not Russian. Did they explain this, or did she just stop talking Russian?
If they've explained it, that was during one of the hundreds of weeks I was on a sabbatical from Raw.
Fucking stupid. If you've had a Russian and you don't want her to be Russian, too late. She's been Russian. Get some other girl, because elsewise it's phony. Suddenly, R-Truth is going to, and they're trying to do comedy again, and Lashley's standing there. He never speaks, but I appreciate that he doesn't want to get involved in these things I've seen him involved with. But Lana just tells him, ring the bell and start the match. Stop the interview. And they do. And they start having a match. But R-Truth has to take his jacket off because he's not ready. So then Bobby Lashley jumps him and beats him up for a second. And then the announcers were not surprised that the match started like this. But then suddenly Lashley shit cans R-Truth to the floor, and everything comes to a halt for a second. Then R-Truth rolls in and makes a big comeback, but he makes a big comeback imitating John Cena and doing the "you can't see me" and the 5-knuckle shuffle and all that. Let me ask you a question. If a giant fucking monster just chiseled out of granite like a genetic freak that is Bobby Lashley, he's a hell of a guy, and he's too low key and polite, I think, and he probably would have gotten over better in the business if he'd have been a prick like Lesnar. But he's a nice guy. But the way he's supposed to be portrayed as this big monster on television, if this guy jumps on you and starts kicking a shit out of you and you get the chance to kick the shit out of him back, are you going to start imitating your favorite fucking wrestler who's not there and bring people's attention to, yeah, I remember when the show was good when Cena was on it? Or are you going to do your own shit and act like you're serious trying to fucking fight this guy back?
Well, that's kind of part of R-Truth's gimmick now, is that he's just a goofball.
Oh, for God's sake.
Because when he took his jacket off, he said to the mic, give me a second while I take my clothes off. Then he turned around and did that. But each time I've seen him on TV, he's always doing something silly, something goofy. I think that's just, and look, he's an older guy. I know he looks great still, but he has to be up there in years now for an active wrestler. Maybe that's part of the reason why, but also it may just be that that's what entertains Vince and the writers, but that's kind of his thing. He does a silly, former NWA champion, Ron Killings.
Yeah.
He's just a silly
fella. Well, anyway, he imitated Cena and then fucking Lashley speared him, boom, pinning 1, 2, 3. Which that's the proper result. And there ought to be more of those in that amount of time that they spent on this, but criminal misuse of Bobby Lashley. A legitimate athlete with an incredible amateur background, with an incredible MMA background, at least incredible for the roster they've got these days. I don't know that Eric Rowan's ever been in a fucking cage. He's got a phony girl manager / love interest that nobody believes. Every time I see him, he's surrounded by fucking comedy. He just got roughed up a little bit by a mid-card guy in a quote-unquote match that just started out of a comedy interview segment. They don't have a lot of main event guys, and this is the best that they can, once again, the best use of Bobby fucking Lashley that looks like that can do those things physically, that actually main evented the WrestleMania that did the fucking all-time buy rate record when they shaved fucking President Pigfucker's or Vince's head against President Pigfucker, right?
Yes.
And he's in the middle of, this is like putting him in the middle of the goddamn midget match, third on the card. What the fuck? Fire the fucking writers. Anyway, and at 10 p.m. EST, guess what they had in the ring? Because apparently they pretty much run out of star power. The Women's Elimination Chamber contract signing with Asuka, Natalya, Liv Morgan, Ruby Riott, and Sarah Logan. 2 of them actually got entrances. They just opened, and Lawler's in the ring. I watched this instead of fast forwarding it because of Lawler. And what has become of the King? It's like Dr. Somnambulism. He just didn't give a fuck what was going on. Well, you couldn't give a fuck what was going on because nothing went on. But at another top of the hour where they should have a Stone Cold Steve Austin or a Rock or a fucking Mick Foley or a fucking major star like in the old days, the new version of that, a John Cena, whatever, coming out, they open in the ring for a women's contract signing for an Elimination Chamber match to get a shot at the women's title. Asuka rambled on. I have no idea what she said. The Godzilla promo. If they could figure out a way to make her lips move 5 seconds behind the goddamn audio, that was the only way that they could make this any more racist. What the fuck is going on here with Asuka?
That's her thing. She yells a lot of gibberish or sometimes some Japanese, some English. I guess put together that's gibberish. I must admit, I find her to be the most entertaining thing. Her and Kairi Sane. I wish Kairi Sane was on the show. I find those two to be more entertaining than almost everything else on this show.
Well, watching grasshoppers fucking fuck and then have the babies in one sitting would be more exciting and entertaining than watching most of this program. But so we set a low bar here. Lawler was confused where Shayna Baszler was. Well, she was here at the building, but she may be running late. How can she be running late if she's already here, Jerry? What the fuck? Nobody knew what the fuck was good. The girls just started signing the thing. Lawler slept walk through it. Here comes Shayna Baszler's music, which interrupts the thing. She comes through the crowd. When the heels enter through the crowd, why does none of the fans try to attack them?
Well, I don't want to encourage people to try to attack Shayna Baszler.
Any of them. There's heels coming and going through the crowd all the time. Nobody ever takes a fucking swing. Nobody ever pulls out a knife.
Well, because nobody ever grabs them. You know the answer. No one has any heat.
Do you know how far that I could go over the rail into the crowd during any part of my active managerial career? I couldn't. Fucking hell. They would come to me. I didn't have to go to them. But people just wander through the crowd now. Occasionally somebody will pat them on the back. Anyway, Shayna Baszler and Natalya go nose to nose. And I'm thinking, okay, maybe we'll see something good out of this. But here comes Asuka and shoves Natalya down and confronts Shayna Baszler with more of the comedy. And then here comes Natalya back and leg dives her, and all the girls break out into a fucking cat fight while Shayna Baszler stands there and watches and laughs. And then, but wait, as they break into the cat fight, here comes Becky Lynch. And she comes to the ring, and she and Shayna Baszler get into it. Now, this was fucking good. And guess what happened? The referees started separating them, and here come the agents, and they have a pull apart. So you're telling me that a man with a chair caving another man's skull in twice in the same segment in the middle of the ring in front of God and everybody is not drastic enough an infraction of polite society to where that anybody should even bother to come out and point and go, hey, you shouldn't do that. But when the girls start fighting within seconds, every man in the fucking locker room is out there to pull them apart.
Well, it's not supposed to make sense. Just enjoy it. It's wrestling. Why do you have to critique everything? Just enjoy it. No, it's so stupid. It's so stupid.
The contract signing was what it was. It wasn't offensive on the rest of this program. I don't think they should have comedied Shayna up with, Asuka getting in her face, whatever the fuck. But the fight and the pull apart with Becky Lynch was great. If they could have somehow eliminated the other girls having the awkward, stagey cat fight, I don't fucking know. It's just getting messy. Just getting messy. The Street Profits came out. How many more days will this show go? The Street Profits came out, and they're doing a promo. And I wrote, why can't an announcer host this? They just came out and just started speaking on their own. And the one guy, I can't remember whether it was fucking Angelo Dawkins or the other guy's name is Montez Ford. But one of them said, this is a quote. I backed it up and wrote it down. This Thursday, we have a WWE RAW tag team opportunity match.
You said it last week. That was one of the words that Vince hated was title shot. Opportunity.
And you start giving these guys that couldn't say fucking suey if the hogs had them to begin with, a bunch of flowery fucking verbiage and unnatural words, and this is what happens. Somebody says this Thursday we've got a WWE RAW tag team opportunity match. Versus Seth and Murphy. Seth Rollins and Murphy are the tag team champions? I didn't even realize this last week. I'm more offended now. Why not make fucking Scooby-Doo and fucking Jesus the tag team champions, like over on All Petite Wrestling? This was a badly written, stagey promo, and then Murph the Smurf popped me. And I'll tell you why. And somebody up there probably remembers it and gave it to him. I don't know. But that was Norman Frederick Charles III. In Australia, he called himself Murph the Surf, and he was a surfer. He had the fucking surfboard and there was some, I think, pop star or singer or whatever at the time that had done some record or something, Murph the Surf, and he took that gimmick in Australia working for Barnett years ago. This was Murph the Smurf. This was a horrible promo, and nobody cared. I wrote in capital letters. And then Murphy starts having a match with Angelo Dawkins. So here on national television, we have a guy named Murphy taking on a guy in a basketball player's uniform. And within, a minute and a half, they did a DQ because Seth Rollins fucking rolled in the ring. But it was not over, because now, goddamn, the partner to fucking Dawkins is pissed, Ford, and he challenges Seth Rollins for a match, and the people go, oh, and they're going to make it, and we go to break instantly. So they go through all this shit to get up enough fucking steam in the building so that the people can actually see the star of this thing, Seth Rollins, fight somebody, and they go to the break. And the people at home are like, well, what the fuck? Now they come back from the break 3.5 minutes later, kicking Dawkins and Murphy out of ringside, which is fine. But I wrote, why is Seth Rollins surrounded by underneath guys? What the fuck? You'll remember that Stone Cold Steve Austin did not participate in Kai and Ty's angles. Did they? Did he? No.
No.
So now they have Ford versus Rollins without the fucking seconds and go to another break. And then they come back and Ford is making a comeback and they do some shit back and forth. Seth Rollins takes an incredible DDT straight up on his head like a fence post. It's just amazing. But finally, Seth Rollins hits his curb stomp 1, 2, 3 for Seth Rollins to beat a middle card babyface. It was the only fucking reason I can see as to why they did this thing, and they went through 3 different segments and took a long time to get there.
I was really impressed with Ford.
I didn't care at that point. I don't know, maybe the Street Profits, maybe the fact that I was fucking blind from their goddamn bright red outfits. They looked like the University of Louisville Cardinals basketball team. Or just the silliness of the whole thing, or the fact that we start one match, then we get another match before the first match was ever any good to begin with. And then they constantly break it up with commercial breaks.
Like, I thought the Rollins-Ford match was easily the best match on the show, and I actually ended up, I knew what the result was going to be, but I ended up really liking it, and like I said, I haven't seen too much of the Street Profits. I was really impressed with how athletic Montez Ford was during the match.
Got a bunch of athletic people. Then strip off all the funny fucking outfits, start this thing from square one again, and explain to me why I'm supposed to care about all of them, when all they do is say stupid shit and do stupid things that no real people would actually fucking do. But then we have a Rhea Ripley package, and in 2 minutes, I'd rather just see Rhea Ripley for the show at this point. But in 2 minutes, it was better, and she's more over than all the girls having their cat fight, because she looks like something, and she's different, and the packages are all well done, and they've pushed her properly, and it looked like something. Anyway, it's time for our main event, folks. And I couldn't wait for this to get started. I couldn't wait for a Kevin Steen match to get started, just so we might be able to see something, right? I figured Steen and Orton, okay, here we go. How long did they go? 2 minutes. They did some stuff. Owens had a pretty good little flurry going on. And then suddenly Seth Rollins and the Stooges come out to the stage and everything comes to a halt. Could it have been 2 minutes?
Maybe.
And then they go to a break. So they built up the main event that was challenged for in that 17-minute segment earlier tonight, that we finally waited to see a decent fucking wrestling match. They do a couple of minutes. Other heels come out. Everything comes to a halt, and they go to a commercial break. And by the time we come back, fucking Orton's getting some heat on Owens, and he's fighting from underneath out of the corner. But then seconds later, here come the babyface Stooges out, running out to the ring. The heels are all surrounding the ring. The babyfaces come out and start a fight with the heels on the floor. Did anybody do anything to precipitate that, or did they all just run out and get in a big schmoz?
I'm not exactly sure. By this, I've got to be very honest with you. By this point in the show, I was done. I treated the Rollins-Ford match like the main event, and somewhere around the Rhea Ripley package, I decided I was going to lay down because I wasn't feeling that great. All
right, well, I'll fill you in briefly. I don't think, but the way this works is if the heels have come out in a match where the babyface is shining, and the heels have come out and provided enough distraction, non-interrupted by commercial breaks and other distractions, but they've distracted the babyface where the heel can get a little heat on him. Well, then it brings the babyfaces out to come out and start cheering their man on, but they don't just run out and glom the heels unless the heel has actively done something. And you need to build that through the course of the match where finally if the heel does something once, then the baby faces may come out, a heel does something again, then they get in a fight, whatever. This just all was just dropped like a goddamn turd on a plate. And it was horrible, sloppy fighting. And they all fought off from ringside through the crowd in a stagey and awkward way. And then now it's Orton and Owens alone, and their work was fine, what we got to see of it. But now they start having a match, but within a short period of time, here comes Seth Rollins back out and jumps up on the apron, and Owens fucking levels him with a shot, and Orton takes over. And then boom, 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 Orton gets some more steam on, and finally Seth tries to pull Owens' leg again, and Owens fucking kicks him into the goddamn railing, so he punks him out again. And then suddenly as he does that, Orton grabs Owens and does the draping DDT on him and covers him. And the referee, another nameless referee who looks like he's 20 years old, is so not tan that he's translucent and had a weird haircut where he looked like he had no hair on the sides of his head, but a Hitler mustache on the top of his head. Because it was jet black and like painted on his fucking head. But his sides of his head were white as my Aunt Lola. He fast counted him. So the referee that I don't know if he's a regular referee because none of them are named. I don't know if he's been on the show for a while, but suddenly the referee in the main event, a nondescript, unnamed fucking goof, suddenly quick counts it and Orton wins. And then Seth Rollins throws the two chairs into Orton so that Orton can cave fucking Owens' head in. And Orton puts Owens' head on one of the chairs and gets the other one, but Owens pops up with the chair like everybody would do that wasn't laying there on purpose, motionless, as we've seen Matt Hardy and Edge do, because this thing is so unbelievable. And then when Owens pops up with the chair, Orton says, fuck it, and leaves. But Owens grabs the referee, who looks like a 20-year-old scared dish rag. He has obviously never been in wrestling school in a day in his life. Do not do physical angles with people who don't know what they're fucking doing because you get shit like this. This guy had no idea how to even roll in the ring. Owens rips his shirt off. He's got a Seth Rollins t-shirt under his referee's shirt. But the reveal was a popcorn fart because he revealed it enough. You could see the Seth Rollins logo on his chest, and the announcers pointed it out for the TV audience, but the people in that building, unless they were watching the screen, and why are they watching the screen when they came to see a live event? They couldn't tell what was under the guy's shirt. They don't know who the fuck he is. So then the reveal was, as I said, was a popcorn fart, but Owens gives him a stunner, and that got a pop because you see Owens do a stunner. At first, Owens was going to hit him with a chair, and the people are really blowing. The people are really blowing, and Owens he should have just whacked him in the head with the fucking chair and laid him out. And that would have got a huge pop, but instead he sets the chair down, then he gives him a boot and a stunner. Then Seth Rollins, who is on the stage claiming he doesn't know who this is, but is pitching a fit, is watching while Owens then goes outside the ring, gets a table from underneath the fucking ring, sets the table up in the ring, and power bombs the referee through the table. Of course, that's what you do when somebody has fucked you and stolen money from you. You got a blunt instrument in your hand. You put that down so you can give a wrestling move to the guy, and then you leave him lay there so that you can go get a piece of furniture and set it up and throw the guy through it instead of just beating the fuck out of the guy to begin with. What the fuck is going on here? And they never named the referee. And they say he must be with Rollins. Seth Rollins looks like a fucking crying, whining middle card heel instead of a main event star. Owens looks like a fucking, he looks like Kevin Steen always wants to look. He's doing cool moves that people will cheer for to people, even if there's no reason to do them. And Orton got the fuck out of there after winning, but it didn't help him either because the referee quick counted it. Hold on. Here's the notes. There's the notes.
What should have been done with the script?
Don't say that word. I used to have to threaten to fine people in OVW or in Ring of Honor when they would use the word script. There is no script in wrestling. There is a format. Is there a script in basketball when the basketball is televised on TNT or on network television, or is there a format?
If Vince McMahon had a basketball promotion.
Okay. There may be a script for the XFL, but there's a format for the NFL.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
That's why you never use that word. And this is another thing that people in wrestling are not taught. And they have all these people that are just willy-nilly brought in from outside the business, from outside the circle of trust that used to exist, that they will. I learned to like him. We got along real well. But old Greenie, Alex Greenberg in MLW, he would say script. He would say, I can't find my copy of the script to determine this promo. I stop saying that. I'd say, don't say that around me. It's a format. But there's a lot of things about pro wrestling that nobody's teaching anymore or nobody's paying attention to anymore. And that's just one of the minor incidents in it. But there's a lot of people there that used to do good television programs. And the part of this is the fact that there's not a lot of talent exposed on this 3-hour show. I've heard that they have 300 wrestlers under contract now under the WWE umbrella. If I was in charge of this show like Heyman is taking the blame for, I would say, give me 5 of those fucking wrestlers, and every week on this 3-hour program, each one of them is going to get 5 minutes to go out there and beat the shit out of somebody and win with their finish and cut a little promo so we know who they are, what they talk like, what they fucking think like, and why that we should give a shit. And right there, that would take up a nice half hour of television time. And then I would do that for about 15 weeks in a row, and then whoever was getting over the best, I'd put them against somebody that was allegedly already over and have them do something important. It wouldn't... They say, well, it's hard to write 3 hours of television. It's hard to write 3 hours of television like this. I couldn't do that if I tried. Ring of Honor TVs, Smoky Mountain Wrestling TVs, OVW TVs, any TV that I've ever had the power to format and to post-produce, we would take 10 or 15 seconds out of entrances if we could tighten the show up. There had to be something going on at all times that was productive to what we were trying to do. I'm not saying meaningless moves one right after another in the matches, but matches that were kept moving and not go all day, but that made a point and that got somebody over, promos that pointed to something, pre-tapes to bring people up on what happened last week, or announcements about what's going to go on at the big event. And when you had an hour show, we did 2-hour specials in OVW, I still had to shoehorn this thing in. Because everybody, and that's not saying you need to rush shit either. To properly do some things, if the heel is out there assing off, sometimes you have to let it get old with the people. Just when it starts getting old is when they want it interrupted the most. And it gets the biggest pop when the babyface comes out and fucking foils shit. So sometimes you have to let shit get a little old, but it's for the greater good of the thing, but not to this extent. Television time is important. We were always told from the time I got on television in fucking Memphis, much less than later on TBS, where Dusty would be saying, okay, everybody, you got a minute of national TV. How much you think a minute of national TV time costs? You going to buy that for yourself? Well, we're giving it to you. Or we're giving you 6 minutes. Or we're giving you 9 minutes. Or we're giving you 4 minutes. Use that time. Get yourself and your fucking issue over. Make people know who you are. Make an impact. Do something or say something they'll remember. And it was on us to do that. Maybe it ought to be on these guys. Maybe there'd be more interesting shit going on. If instead of saying, here's what you ought to say, and here's what you ought to do, and here's how long your match is going to go, but most people aren't going to see any of it because we're all going to be in commercial breaks because we don't give a fuck about the matches. They ought to say, you got 6 minutes of national TV time. You know how much that costs? Go out and get the fuck over. You'd see some interesting fucking things then. If you further said, here's this fucking guy, we don't care if you beat the shit out of him or not, apologize beforehand, go out and get over, make them remember you. If you don't do that, after the next 2 or 3 weeks, we're going to find somebody else and put them in your spot. That's how you get people to get over. Fuck. I mean, I've sat there and with a fraction of the budget and a fraction of the talent roster and had to find individual lines in interviews to save 7 seconds so we could make the show come out right and get everything in it that we needed to get in. I used to like to do short segments, 2 or 3 minutes, like a inside Ring of Honor package where Kevin Kelly would pitch to a few interview clips and some announcements. It's a segment. It sells your upcoming shit, but it goes by briefly because then when you've had a short segment that's 3 minutes, then you've got an extra 3 minutes or so that you can tack on to a 6-minute segment later on. Now you've got 9 minutes. You don't need to go to the commercial break in the middle of the match and break the shit up because you need to go out there and do everything in 9 minutes and scorch the fucking earth. The first Rock and Roll Midnight Express match on TV was 6 minutes in Mid-South Wrestling. And we gave them just enough so that they knew they wanted to see more. And then the Russians ran in because the Rock and Roll were still working with the Russians. And then they did their business. But 2 months later or a month later or whatever it was, people said, we'd like to see that Midnight Rock and Roll Express again. Don't give it all to them every time. Just get the point across. We used to have to, in Ring of Honor, we would know that we would edit at least 1.5 to 2 minutes out of Steen's interviews because they'd be good once he got around to talking about what he was supposed to talk about, but he would have to always say the cute stuff that made the fucking hardcore fans like him, even though he didn't never get the fact that we wanted them to like him because he was a crazy psychopathic heel so that then he could fucking turn and become the beloved babyface. So he just was a psychopathic smart-ass, silly babyface. So we just clip out all of the shit where he'd go into business for himself, and then we'd have a great 4-minute interview. But they can't clip anything out of this show because it's fucking live. And these guys are either told to say bullshit that nobody gives a fuck about and nobody would ever say, or they say it in such an uninteresting, manipulated, stagey way and nobody gives a fuck to begin with. How much does a minute of national TV time cost, great Brian Last?
I have to imagine a lot.
Well, there you go. So if somebody says, I'm giving you this minute, go out and get over. There you go. We knew there were certain words we couldn't say, and we needed to stay fully clothed. And anything else?
Although, I mean, is that what Tony Khan is saying to people? Like Orange Cassidy and Marco Stunt? You have a minute of TV time, go out there and get over. Okay, here's my idea. I'm going to stick my hands in my pockets.
Obviously, there was a higher level of talent and professionalism all around in those days than there is today. But you know what I'm saying. That separates the men from the boys. And that's what they ought to be doing. But anyway, but yes, you got 3 hours of national TV time. To have this few guys represented on the program, to have them doing the silly shit that they're doing, to have this lack of action, and to not be getting anybody fucking over. Goddamn. I mean, anybody that's ever booked in a territory could sit down with a piece of paper and a list of names and come up with a better television show than this in a fucking hour.
The format's awful.
So
even Randy Orton and Kevin Owens, I know they did that at the top of hour 1 and they had their match at the end of hour 3. If there was, I don't remember, was there anything done in between the match, the angle in the match?
No. I mean, the announcers referred to it or they billboarded it or whatever, but no, but it was. And
I think most people tune out the announcers because I know I do.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter anyway. Because the thing they did at the start was enough. Fuck, if we had any more Orton and Owens, they were on the screen for 40 minutes out of the fucking show, and it did 10 minutes worth of shit. They packed 10 minutes worth of action into 40 solid minutes. Anyhow, there you have it, ladies. Week 2 of our 3-week Raw experiment. And if anybody could explain to me how anybody thinks that anybody on this show can get over or possibly prosper. No wonder whenever they bring the fucking Goldbergs of the world back, they're like, thank God. Some back when it used to be halfway exciting, even if we didn't believe it anymore, it was still exciting. This is just fucking brutal.
This is why people were so excited. I'm not even talking about people like you or me. I'm talking about the actual AEW fans. This is why they were so excited about AEW. Because it wasn't this.
You got a point there. And then, of course, they gave us great promises, sports-based presentation of fucking guy that owns a football team is going to be in charge of this, analytics. We were led down the primrose path, but that's why and so now the people have talked themselves into, goddamn, we got to like AEW now because it's better than this shit. And they promised us it was going to be great and we're pulling for these guys. So they ignore the silly and the stupid on that channel. But this is boring, silly and stupid, where that's offensive, silly and stupid on all elite, in my opinion.
I really wish Omega
at least the Invisible Man is still not on Raw. We got that going. Yes, I wish Omega would have signed with Vince.
It would have been great. It would have been the greatest thing ever to see him on Raw doing these promos. It would have been amazing.
He wouldn't be there still. One side or the other of that equation would have cracked up and parted ways by now. I don't know which one, but one of it. Either they would have booted him or he would have fucking left them. But that couldn't coexist. But now we've got a fucking fool with foolishness on two different channels. So do you want the boring foolishness or the offensive foolishness? I don't know.
I think I'll take the offensive foolishness.
All right, well,
it's not boring.
Week 2 of 3 on the Raw thing. So what we're doing coming up is this coming week on the Drive Thru, we're going to talk about the AEW pay-per-view. And then next week on the Experience, we're going to talk about the Wednesday night fiascos and our final chance for Raw. If Raw suddenly nips up, maybe there's hope, but I wouldn't, as they used to say, if I was Raw, I wouldn't start reading any continued stories because its time is near.
When is the Elimination Chamber? I know they just had the contract signing for the women. Is that on the Saudi Arabian show or is that a different show? Who knows?
I don't care. I don't care. The only match that I want to see that of the past couple of weeks I want to see Rhea Ripley and Charlotte, and I probably won't see that because that won't be on fucking television. That'll be on the goddamn internet.
Yeah, as soon as we switch to Raw, they start building that up on NXT.
Anyway, we're done, aren't we?
Yeah, I think so.
I got a pack. All right, thanks everybody. Brian will be better next week. He can't be any worse.
That's right.
So will Raw for the same reason.
We don't know about that.
And I shouldn't test them. And I'll be back just as perky as ever. In the meantime and in between time, thank you, fuck you, and bye-bye, everybody. Whew, good God, that's over.